At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line that we offer Blue Cross Blue Shield, we offer dental, we offer disability, we offer vision, we offer life insurance, cancer insurance. We also have a 401k where we match up to 4%, dollar per dollar up to 4%. We also have automatic trucks at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. If you go to a truck driving school, we'll reimburse you. And don't forget about the $1,000 sign-on bonus. Money! Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We help you save for your future.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance.
A personal touch. A high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line that we offer Blue Cross Blue Shield, we offer dental, we offer disability, we offer vision, we offer life insurance, cancer insurance. We also have a 401k where we match up to 4%, dollar per dollar up to 4%. We also have automatic trucks at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. If you go to a truck driving school, we'll reimburse you. And don't forget about the $1,000 sign-on bonus. Money! Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We help you save for your future.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance.
A personal touch. A high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Good morning and welcome to today in L.A. and Pike County Ford's Picks of the Week right here on TV 52 and TV TV 2
TV 2 these days.
Your favorite network. And of course, good morning, Mike. How you doing?
Hey, morning.
Good
Mike
morning, Junior.
Calling in from
Happy Friday.
From Birmingham this morning, and of course, how about the weather up there, Mike?
It's pretty today. It's supposed to be sunny. It's supposed to be sunny tomorrow too. So should be good weather for college football.
Yeah, I noticed there were very few games played last night. Dothan got beat by Park Crossing, and then there was a few teams in Birmingham that played. But other than that, very few teams played on Thursday night.
Yeah, the NFL started last night. The Eagles found a way to beat the Falcons. So I was wrong about predicting that game as well.
Well, the Falcons, just about the whole game, the Falcons looked like the better team.
Yeah.
But the Eagles found a way to win.
And then I think they set a team record for penalties. Okay. Ricky Clark's with us today, the owner of Pike County Ford on the bypass right here in Troy. And Ricky, my heart is broken. My heart is broken. Burt Reynolds died at the age of 82, and he was one of my favorites.
The Bandit.
The Bandit's gone.
The Bandit, you're right. The Bandit's gone, and boy, what a great actor he was.
He was.
You think of the things he portrayed he was good, and you know, they said I want to say the 70s to the 80s, he was the most popular movie star out there, and the most and the one that was most on demand. You know, for people to make movies.
Yeah, I mean, at one time he's the highest paid actor there was.
Yeah. But the thing about him that I liked, he was the same old guy. You know, he'd go down and stand on the sideline of Florida State, and he and Bobby Bowden were big friends, and all the country music people loved him. You know, he was well known and well liked in Hollywood and also in Nashville. You know, they all liked him. And
who his roommate was in college at Florida State was Lee Corso.
No way, Mike. Don't be telling me that. No way. Mike, for telling me that, I'm going to give you a Pike County Ford hat dressed in Trojan red. The Pike County Ford comes out in cardinal red this morning, ladies and gentlemen, getting ready for those FAMU Rattlers. And like old Jake, like the old coach at FAMU used to say about Coach Bryant, he said he can take urine and beat urine and then turn around and take his'n and beat urine. That's what, and Jake Gaither, the old long-time coach at Florida A&M, said that, and it stuck like very few things have done. And
Mike, did you hear about the band?
No.
You hear the story about the band?
Oh, I heard a little bit, and wow. I mentioned that to the Troy band director, and he didn't know anything about it. But tell us.
I'm not real sure on the dollar amount, but I heard that the FAMU athletic administration contacted our athletic administration and said we'll bring the band for $40,000.
I heard that too. You know,
wow.
That's got to be the insult of all insults.
Okay.
The sound of the South Marching Band.
We've got our own band.
That's Ricky, right. You've been around bands, you know, been out in Marshall, Texas. Yeah. Have you ever seen a band like that?
No.
Like we've got in Troy?
They're great. They do a really good job.
Florida A&M is one of the most popular bands in the country.
They are,
yeah,
but but to request $40,000 just to show up in the stadium.
Hey, Alabama State's got a good band, but I promise you, they're just hoping and praying that Auburn will let them come to the game this week.
That's right.
Florida, Alabama State's got it made this week. They've got primetime TV.
But our athletic department told them no, thank you.
I know, but I was talking, you know, also this week. You're right. And that was the smartest thing we're to do. And it turns out that it's band day at Troy. Can you believe that?
Yeah. And, high school bands.
They can pay us $40,000.
Yeah, no question about it. And but it was ridiculous. But I was talking about Alabama State playing at Auburn, and I don't know. I'd pick. What would you say the crowd at Auburn tomorrow will be, Mike? 55, 60,000, maybe 70 at the most?
70 most.
I mean, I'd probably say 75 at the most.
All right, well, see, that's plenty of room for that Alabama State band, and they're great.
They are great.
And let me tell you,
I suspect they'll be there.
Let me just say this. Alabama State's going to get more exposure than they've ever had for their program.
Yep.
Not only their great band, but also their football team playing Auburn at 6:30 prime time.
That's true.
And of course, we're playing Florida A&M at 6 o'clock, and so.
Anybody that wants Alabama tickets, we're still trying to get rid of 2 Alabama-Arkansas State tickets. Drive up to Birmingham, and I'll meet you off the interstate somewhere and give them to you.
Mike, I've seen a lot of Bama tickets on Facebook for sale. It's just the quality of the matchup, or is there something going on?
Amazing. I would figure everybody would want to get watch the live. First game of the season, be more exciting.
I'm going to tell you right now. Arkansas State will play them better than Louisville played them. Arkansas State is a good football team. Now, everybody can say, well, they're mid-level, and they're not an SEC team. Arkansas State could beat some SEC teams. Oh, yeah. They've got a quarterback that's one of the best in the country. Let me just tell you this now. We're talking about football, and it doesn't matter whether it's Division II, Division I AA, or Division I A. Their total offense last week was 687 yards. I don't care if they're playing junior high ball.
That's right.
That is a lot of offense.
There's 11 other human beings out there trying to stop you.
Their offensive line can, which I don't know, this would be the key, can hold Alabama back a little bit. they're going to move the football and they're going to score some points. Don't you agree?
Oh, absolutely.
Mike, I do it. I mean, no matter how you dress it up, there's 11 other human beings
That's right.
out there trying to stop you.
And but I'm not saying that they'll beat Alabama, but I'm saying this: they'll score 21 points. I'm gonna say that, and that's saying a lot. Yeah.
Well, that's what y'all should take
yeah,
today.
that's right. Ginger's with us today.
How many points will Arkansas State score against Alabama?
I said 21.
Okay, everybody else can do that instead of picking the winner.
Okay, I tell you right now, we'll pick how many points Arkansas State score, and the winner gets a hamburger and a order of French fries from McDonald's.
Arkansas State scores 10. They get they get a cheap touchdown and a field goal.
Yeah,
introduce yourself. You say that, but that new double quarter pounder that they cook fresh is pretty good at McDonald's.
They have turned it around a little bit, no question. Virginia.
Well, they needed to.
Green Nowling is with us. Tell us who you are.
I'm Virginia Green Nowling. I'm a local attorney here. I do family law, criminal law, juvenile court law, and I'm just glad to be here.
And Virginia, how did you do last week?
Let's see. I was 17 and 12.
17 and 12.
She's 3 games ahead of me.
Ricky came in here, and let me say, the first thing I noticed about Ricky, he came in here. You know, he's from Marshall, Texas, and he had to take off his cowboy boots, and because nobody around here wears cowboy boots.
Oh, yes, they do.
He had to take his spurs off and all that to get ready. But tell us who you are.
Ricky Clark, managing partner at Pike County Ford, just right down here on 231, and I'm glad to be back again this week to help pick some football.
We're glad you're back, Ricky.
Well, you know, it doesn't hurt to be the sponsor of this, Pike County Ford Picks of the Week.
If you're the sponsor, you can be on
the bypass right here in Troy. And this is what I like, and people who have been around me all my life know that I'm interested in people and see what they think about our community. You moved here from Marshall, Texas. Tell us about where you in Texas and now where you are right now.
Well, I'll tell you, Marshall, Texas, we're East Texas, so it's Piney Woods. We call it the Piney Woods of Texas. So when I got here to Troy, there's a lot of similarities to Troy to Marshall. You know, small, little country.
What's the population of Marshall?
Marshall's about 24,000.
Okay.
And they have a D3 school, East Texas Baptist University.
Okay.
And then they have a Wiley College, which is there.
You're not far from Tyler, Texas. Or what is the biggest town? Dallas, I reckon, isn't it?
Well, yeah. If you go 2 hours west, you're in Dallas.
Gosh, you're out there in the middle of a desert.
Almost.
Hey, now, how far are you from Fort Worth?
It's 2.5 hours. It's about 30 to 45 minutes.
So you're out there really by yourself. What's the biggest town?
Longview, Texas. Tyler, Texas, probably. Tyler's part of the biggest part.
Of course, that's the rose capital of the world.
Yeah,
See, as soon as I found out about you, I went to the dictionary, and it says rose capital of the world.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, hear this: the Tyler tell me about those two dance groups.
Well, I'm not. There's Kilgore Junior College.
Kilgore Junior College.
That's the Rangerettes.
Do you remember the white Rangerettes? Those cowgirls like Jacksonville State, where they're dressed up like cowgirls.
I don't.
And then the Tyler, a group from Tyler.
Yeah.
But there's a lot in Texas. There are a lot of dance groups like that. Isn't that right?
Dance groups.
Line dancing.
Yeah.
But
you know how the Jacksonville State has their ballerinas.
The Dancing Southerners.
Yeah, the Dancing Southerners. That's right.
There you go.
And of course, it's the rose capital of the world, Tyler, Texas.
That's it.
Neil, tell them a little bit about you.
Well, everybody watching probably knows about old Neil. I'm been in Troy 48 years. I just had a birthday September 3rd, so it's now officially 48 years. Thank you. And I run the court system for the city of Troy. And I graduated from Charles Henderson in 1988. And me and Wally got our little TV show that we do here on Channel 2, and we enjoy that, our little sports.
Tell us what time that comes on. I tell you, I found it to be very good.
Thank you, Mr. Mike. Learn from the best.
Well, I don't know about that.
But
if it's laid back, I hope it's laid back.
It's a sports chat with Neil and Wally. It's every Sunday night at 6 o'clock. Check us out. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and live on TV, Channel 2, Troy Cable. Sunday nights at 6 o'clock.
Neil, let's make those Auburn fans feel welcome this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, the Auburn Tigers are getting ready for their second football game of the year as they play host to the Hornets of Alabama State University. It's Auburn and Alabama State this Saturday night from, what's the name of that place? Jordan-Hare Stadium in Auburn, Alabama on ESPN. It's Auburn and Alabama State. And, let me tell you this.
It's on the SEC network.
What now? On the SEC network, which is carried up by most everybody on here. And let me just say this, though. I was being a little facetious about how many people would be at the game. It wouldn't surprise me they didn't fill it up. I mean, they love their football team.
I doubt it'd be full.
I think there'll be room for the Alabama State band, is what I was saying.
There will.
Try to mention a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, last week I went 21-8. What did you do, Neil? And Neil is a guru, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
And he and Virginia went down to the wire last year on who was going to win this thing. But
right out of the gate, I'm way behind. I went 14-15. I had a losing record.
And listen, this guy from Marshall, Texas, comes in here and he doesn't know where Luverne, Alabama is. He sure don't know. He sure don't know where Beauregard is, or Elby, or Eufaula.
Hey.
And how'd you do?
Well, in high school, I only missed 3 picks last week.
You did better. You know what? You did better than anybody.
But I did go 15-14 on my first week. But this week, I'm taking a little bit more serious, got a little bit more knowledge. So
he wanted to cheat. I hate to say it. I mean, these Texans are real competitive.
Oh my goodness!
And he said, Mike. He called me up yesterday afternoon and said, Mike, can I see a copy of the
Oh, no.
And I said, Ricky, I'll make it easy for you. So I go down and I'm fixing to sit down with him. We're going to see, of course, he and I have become good friends. And I was going to touch base with him yesterday afternoon, but it just so happened he had a meeting going on, so he didn't get any first.
All right, I was waiting on that answer.
Yeah, but Ricky, back to Troy, Alabama. Had it surprised you a little bit? All right, first of all, when somebody told you that I'm sending you, or I want you, this is your group, want you to go and set up the deal in Troy, Alabama. What did you know about Troy?
I didn't know anything about Troy except for DeMarcus Ware played football at Troy University.
And of course
because of course I was a Cowboy fan. That's the only reason I knew
Cowboy.
that. So.
And let me tell you something about Marcus Ware. They say that his jersey still outsells most all of them at Dallas.
How about that?
Yeah, and he's been gone and retired,
Well, he came back and retired as a Cowboy.
Yeah, but everybody loves him.
Guess what else happened yesterday? Speaking of Troy players with the Dallas Cowboys,
Sure.
Jordan Chunn was signed by the Dallas Cowboys yesterday. He went through fall camp with them. He was actually signed yesterday to the 10-person practice squad. Guess who didn't make the practice squad that was there during fall camp? Bo Scarborough from Alabama.
Bo Scarborough did not make it.
Chunn beats out Scarborough.
Mike, didn't I tell you that, son?
Well, actually, they signed.
Wait a minute, excuse me. Didn't I tell you that?
No, but I mean, I read it yesterday. They signed Bo Scarborough and Chunn, both of them.
Okay, well, they might have felt. Let's go ahead and bring him in, But I tell you what, that's
if
two
you stay on
pretty
the practice
good.
squad for all 17 weeks, you make $129,000. That's
That's good.
Not bad.
Good little paycheck.
Let me tell you, he comes from Woodland, Alabama. One of an old. What school does he come to in North Alabama? I know you know it's way up there.
He played at Gurley. I mean, he's from Gurley, and he played at Madison County.
Ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineups for the Dallas Cowboys from Gurley, Alabama. That's almost like saying you're from Marshall, Texas.
Where is that?
Or Podunk University.
Well, tonight you got TCU and SMU, so he should know those two colleges. They play
He's
tonight.
got to skip that game.
And he bleeds purple. He bleeds purple and
I'm
black.
picking him.
And ladies and
I'll
gentlemen,
tell you what though, SMU gives TCU a fit more often.
Did I pick TCU last
They
week?
really do. But TCU's going to win. They're just going to. I think SMU keeps it closer than what the points say.
exactly right. Let me just say this: what I know about SMU is the Pony Express.
Yep.
maybe the best two running backs on one team, Mike, in the history of football. What would you say?
I mean, Eric Dickerson, yeah, definitely.
All right, name the other guy, Mike.
I can't think of the other one.
Well, it was Craig.
That's right.
Craig James.
Craig James.
Yeah.
They were called the Pony Express. And ladies and gentlemen, after they got to SMU was given the worst penalty in the history of college football.
Yeah,
it was all over recruiting.
The death penalty.
Those guys to their team. All right, let's see what we got today, and we'll get moving. Of course, my good friend Virginia Nowling is sitting next to me, working hard. I know this. Charles
Getting
Simpson,
those picks from Blake.
No, I'm not.
Of course, I tell you what. Let's do. Let's do this real quick. Pike County Ford on the bypass in Troy right now. Are we selling cars? Are we dealing?
Man, we are dealing at Pike County.
Somebody tell me you won't give away a brand new F-150.
I need one. If you're giving one away.
If you can name 100 people that live on North 3-Night Street in Troy, Alabama.
No, but we're making deals so good you'd think you stole it, I promise.
But if Troy surprised you at the quality, I mean, like when you were out at that football game Saturday, was you impressed?
I had more fun Saturday at a football game than I could probably say I've ever had. It was a lot of fun.
That's great.
A lot of fan interaction, just a lot of stuff going on, so I really had a good time.
Have you had a lot of people that just walk up to you and say, hey, welcome to Troy?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the people here are great. I haven't met anybody that has just been rude or anything like that, so I mean, some really good people.
He and I were eating hamburger steak the other night, and we couldn't eat for the people that would come up just to say, welcome to Troy. Isn't that right?
That's great.
I think
That's
a lot
great.
of that has to do with you, though, Mike.
Well, no, we don't have to do with me.
You know everybody.
No.
You make it easy, and I appreciate it. I really do.
Well, I tell you this, I love my community. Neil loves his community, and so does Virginia. We're all Trojans, and let me just say this, and it's not many of us out here. I was just sitting in Rhoda the other day counting the people that were born and raised in Troy. I think I counted 5 out of about 60 people.
Really?
Yeah, but see, right now, I mean,
People are moving to Troy.
the two of y'all and me are born and raised Troy.
That's true. Yep.
And you were born and raised Marshall, Texas.
But we'll take transients.
What I can't understand.
Nobody was born in Troy, though. Everybody had to be born in Montgomery.
No, Mike.
I was born in Montgomery.
I was born in Beard Hospital. And,
that's right. You were actually born in Troy, were you?
Down on Pine Street. Yeah. And that was back when
now
Dr. Brandon
City
and
Hall.
Dr. Skid could walk to the hospital from their place on College Street. But you were born Montgomery.
Hospital.
Let me just tell this. I just got to share this, and I've shared it with our audience over the years. When I first had we first had our first child, and that was Rebecca at Baptist Hospital in Montgomery. I bet there was 100 people in the waiting room, and everybody was real excited when she was born and so forth. 4 years later, the same hospital, the big hospital, Baptist Hospital in Montgomery, and we got up early and drove up there because she was having little problems, but she went into labor, stayed in labor almost all day long. So I'm sitting there in the waiting room, and 0 people there in the waiting room with me. It was raining outside about 7:30, and this older lady, older nurse, was pushing a cart toward me, and I thought it was the cleanup lady. To tell you the truth, I didn't know. And she said, Mr. Amos, I got something I want to show you. So I looked down in that cart, and there were 2 babies. And I backed down, and I said, I wonder which one is mine. Nobody expected twins.
Wow.
All right, he comes out first.
That's great.
And he was a chore to get out himself, head first. And then they were doing a little cleanup and whatever. And then somebody looks down there, and there's a hand.
Oh, my goodness.
And it was a little girl named Camille Amos comes out right about 2 minutes. How much older are you than she is, Mike?
I'm 11 minutes older.
11 minutes old. Can you believe that?
Golly.
And she was, and you know she's pretty hard nosed right
she
now.
is.
Yeah, that might be why she's so mean.
That's
Mike.
why I always said she was so much smarter than me. She had 11 more minutes for her brain to develop.
And that's part of the reason she ran you around the house every day.
That's funny.
You're going to bite you.
Yeah.
That girl.
But I thought that was funny. That's an experience. But what I'm saying, big hospital, little hospital, it's the same old deal.
That's right.
Childbirth.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get started. The Pike County Fords Picks of the Week right here on Troy Cable Channel 2. And is your wife watching us on Facebook?
She just told me good morning, so I think she just woke
Okay,
up.
good morning.
She's
Well,
already
she's,
getting
a,
there.
she's a nurse, is that right?
No, she's a real estate agent.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Real big difference.
Yeah.
Real estate agent. Okay, Charles Henderson travels to Rehoboth. Rehoboth is off to a pretty bad start. And Neil, you did the game on TV last week.
I really think Charles Henderson can build off what they found in the fourth quarter down in Enterprise last week. They played 3 quarters of what looked to be confusing football, and starting the fourth quarter, the coaches made some player changes and personnel changes, and at the start of the fourth quarter, Charles Henderson was losing 35-7, and they were kicking an onside kick with 1:45 left to try to tie the game.
Yeah. Tell us what happened. I mean, how they? I mean, this is the Enterprise Wildcats, a 7A team. You know, you know, especially at their place.
Yeah. Well, first thing, I want to tip my cap to Coach Faulkner Enterprise program. They played 3 solid quarters of football, and they need the cap tipped to them, but they kind of let the guard down a little bit when it was 35-7 fourth quarter. They weren't ready to finish the game. They kind of just let the guard down a little bit, and might have started trying to play a clean jersey here and there. And Charles Henderson, on the flip side, had not given up. The coaching staff had not given up, and the players had not given up. And they swapped quarterbacks, and they put the fastest guy on the team went from quarterback to wide receiver, and that's DQ Tony. And Puka Jones come in and decided he was going to throw it to the fastest guy on the team, DQ Tony, and that worked.
And this guy Puka Jones is a junior, is that right?
Yes.
And is a outstanding talent, and of course, Tony, the wide receiver, could be a possible major college prospect.
He was actually getting a lot of looks at wide receiver last year when we had Noah Lowry throwing it to him.
That's right.
But they moved him to quarterback in the offseason to try to run that read option to use his feet, and it just didn't work out for 3 quarters down in Enterprise.
Okay, Ricky.
I'll take Charles Henderson. I will.
You know, I think Charles Henderson, feeds off of the way they ended the game last week. And I think they just come in and they really show what they got going in this game. So
Okay, Virginia Nowling. Trojans all the way. She got orange and blue written all over her, ladies and gentlemen.
Coursing through my blood.
Exactly. And of course, all right, I'll take Charles Henderson. Pike County at Houston Academy, and Neil understands this better than most because you're not supposed to know. But the new coach at Houston Academy, Jamie Riggs, has won over 300 games. Now, you're by marriage, of course. Tell them who your grandfather is by marriage.
My grandfather-in-law is Coach Glenn Daniel from Laverne, who at one time was the winningest football coach in the state of Alabama just a short few years ago.
I want to say he won 315 or something like that, wasn't it?
It was 350 something, I think.
350 something.
There,
Whoa.
it was 315.
Well, yeah, I don't know if he won 350. That's a lot of games there.
The record holder is Buddy Anderson.
Yeah, he's Coach Daniels is not the record holder anymore.
Yeah. Okay, all right. This is going to be a tough one. Pike County lost. Mike, I'm going to give it to you. Who do you like?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I like Pike County against Houston Academy. I think they'll go down there and beat them.
I would have hated to have been on Fred Holland's team this week, as they didn't score any points last week. I imagine they ran some gassers.
And I'll tell you this, Holland knows Riggs very well because he coached on Pike County teams that played T.R. Miller in many playoff games. I'm going to take Pike County. Ricky?
I'm going with Pike County as well.
All right.
Pike County all the way.
All right. And same with you, Neil? Okay, Geneva County of Hartford travels upstate here to play Arrington. Of course, our coaches show every Wednesday has the Arrington coaches, and buddy, if you can't be impressed with Stephen Kilcrease or our as a head football coach, he is outstanding. Who do you like here, Neil?
I'll take defensive coordinator Chuck Dunn and head coach Stephen Kilcrease. I'll take the Purple Cats.
I'll take the Purple Cats. Who do you like, Virginia?
Arrington.
Arrington, you like the color of their uniforms or what?
Well, they beat Goshen last week.
Now, and another thing, let's get something straight here.
Oh my goodness.
Is it Arrington or Arrington?
Arrington.
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 No, is it Arrington or Arrington?
Arrington.
Arrington.
Okay, whichever way.
That's why I said Purple Cats, so we wouldn't
Exactly.
get confused.
Arrington.
All right.
I'm gonna call it Harrison.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Whatever happened to
Everybody
the
take
Christmas lights in Arrington? I used to go down there when I was a kid.
I
They do
did
away
too.
with that?
I did too. They quit. It just kind of went out of business.
Well, I tell you what, I used to go eat catfish. That was one of my favorite places anywhere to eat catfish, and they closed it down.
Yeah.
Mike, you've been down there a few times to eat catfish, haven't you?
Yeah, that was Sutton's.
Yeah, Sutton's.
Yeah, Glenn Daniels' all-time record is 302, 169, and 16, and he coached from 1947 to 1992. He coached at Pine Hill and at Luverne.
Isn't that something?
You know what he played? He played basketball at Kentucky under
That's
Coach
right.
Rupp, and his lifelong dream was to be a basketball coach.
Yeah.
And when he got to Pine Hill, he wanted to be the Pine Hill basketball coach. And they said, if you want to be the basketball coach, we also need you to coach football.
And you know,
He
and
fell in love with football.
Glenn Daniels played for Adolph Ruff at Kentucky.
Yeah,
He
he
sure
did.
did.
He didn't play a long time with him, but he did play.
Because he
That's
went
the first
off.
time I've ever heard that.
Oh, yeah.
He went off to the war.
Well, let me tell you this: he had Selma connections, and
He married a Selma
and
girl.
of course, he played with for a legendary coach at Selma A.G. Parrish High School, and that guy was Uncle Comer Sims. That was Charles Ammons' uncle, and all of my friendship and life with Charles Ammons growing up was my Uncle Comer did this and my Uncle Comer did that. But let me tell you about Uncle Comer Sims from A.G. Parrish High School in Selma, and Glenn played on one of these teams. I hope he's listening. They won 88 straight basketball games.
Woo.
88 at A.G. Parrish High School in Selma. So, and he was a former Comer Sims was a star athlete at Alabama.
Okay.
Okay, now you know the rest of the
Now I
story.
know the rest of the story.
Goshen at Zion Chapel, and of course Goshen coming off a tough loss, and Zion Chapel winning one. I tell you now, look out here.
Randy Bryant, Noah Lowry, and the crew down there at Zion Chapel got them believing they can win.
Exactly right. And I think that's where the cameras are going to be this week. Is that right? Live cameras?
Yes.
Yes, I heard a yes up there. So the Goshen Eagles and Zion Chapel. The rain had a lot of effect last week, but I think we're going to miss out on some of that.
Yeah, it should be nice weather tonight.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to let you go first.
This is a tough pick, but I'm going to go with Goshen.
Okay. And of course, you know, Zion Chapel will be tough at home, but I've got to go with Goshen. Goshen coming off a 10-2, 12-2 year.
I don't remember, but something like that.
Yeah, they went all the way to the finals or semifinals.
Semifinals.
All right.
I'll take Goshen as well to rebound. They played a really good Arrington team last week, and Zion Chapel played a red level team that I don't think that's strong. I think everything comes back to the norm a little bit this week. I'll take Goshen.
Ricky Clark.
I'm jumping on the Goshen wagon.
And believe you me, if it doesn't say Pike County Ford, believe you me, you don't want it when it comes to a great vehicle. And of course, you've got a great selection of vehicles on your
Ricky,
lot
I need
right
one
now.
of them hats, Ricky.
Yeah, I know. Come on by the store. I'll get
Yeah,
that.
all you need to do is test drive one of those vehicles.
Oh, I need
Right.
to test drive one and get a hat.
Just
I
come,
tell you what,
come see me. I'll get you.
I'll wear it on my show.
a great bunch of folks.
You
Everybody
got to call
took.
Bubba.
Yeah, call
Everybody,
Bubba.
yeah, Bubba's there too. Yeah,
Charles and Jermaine and
Yeah,
the rest
that's
of the
right,
guys.
exactly right. Now everybody took Goshen. Is that right? New Brockton at Luverne, and my team of the week this week has been Luverne. After Luverne beat Georgiana, a good
Boy.
Georgiana team, and Mike, he knows how to coach, doesn't he?
Scott Rouse.
Oh no, we lost Mike.
Well, we might have
Yes, he
lost
does.
Mike, but Scott Ryle,
Everywhere he's been, he scored a ton of points. The
yeah,
guy can call
He
plays.
coached at Elba. He coached down at Mobile.
South Montgomery Academy.
South Montgomery Academy. Just an outstanding coach. And Luverne, I just got to go with Luverne.
The guy can call plays. I'll take Laverne too.
Okay, Ricky.
I got Laverne circled.
Okay.
It's Luverne.
Sorry about that, Bo.
Luverne.
Sorry about that, Bo Pittman. But this is 2 weeks in a row I picked against your New
I'll
Brockton
give you a little
Gamecocks.
trivia here too that'll make it sort of interesting for you a little bit. You know, there's a Troy in almost every state. There's a Luverne in almost every state, and believe it or not, there's an Andalusia in almost every state. But let me tell you, one town that has its name written in stone, that it's the only town named that in the nation. Do y'all know what it is?
I do not.
Do you know what it is?
Gurley?
Tuscaloosa, Alabama is the only Tuscaloosa in the United States of America. Y'all have learned something.
Let me tell you, we take calls at the Troy Municipal Court from Troy, Ohio, Troy, Michigan, Troy this, and Troy that.
And this comes from a guy that had a hard time spelling geography growing up. But I learned, a teacher taught me how to spell geography. And this is how she did. She said, George E.O. Grant rode a pony home yesterday. And I can now
you got it.
And I learned how to spell geography.
Wow.
You know, I can
Sounds more
understand a
complicated
teacher
than-
making it easy like that. George E.O. Grant rode a pony home yesterday. Geography. We'll be right back.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line that we offer Blue Cross Blue Shield, we offer dental, we offer disability, we offer vision, we offer life insurance, cancer insurance. We also have a 401k where we match up to 4%, dollar per dollar up to 4%. We also have automatic trucks at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. If you go to a truck driving school, we'll reimburse you. And don't forget about the $1,000 sign-on bonus. Money! Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We help you save for your future.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
We're back.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Circle Insurance in Ozark, Alabama. Our good friends there, we appreciate Sam and all the great people at Circle Insurance in Ozark. Of course, our show is brought to you by Pike County Bank on the bypass right here in
Not
Troy.
Pike County Bank.
Pike County Forward.
That's right.
Long time ago.
We do have banks there as well.
Exactly. And,
provide
and
financing
y'all
for
do some of your own financing.
That's right.
You just need to go ahead and name it Pike County Bank.
But I'm
Forward. We'll have it.
I'm gonna write a big F-O-R-O-D right here and say Pike County Forward. And of course, we're glad you're in town. How's business been?
Business is good. It really is.
Can you say we're dealing?
We're dealing.
You told me that you'll beat anybody's price on a Ford car truck.
Yeah, Ford or any pre-owned vehicle. So
Yeah.
basically, you bring me any written offer that you've gotten from anywhere else in the country, and I'll beat it. And I'm not talking about $1 or $5.
Then why in the world should you buy anywhere else?
You
Yeah.
shouldn't.
And another thing too that you take pride in is that that you can find any vehicle they want. I mean, they come in there and tell you they want all this fancy stuff, like my wife did not long ago. All these, make sure you get a buzzer if you go through the center line, or if a car comes up on your blind side, it buzzes you. But you can do that for folks too.
Yeah, don't let people tell you there's not a used car factory, because I can pretty much find anything in the country.
And you've been in the business a long time.
15 years, yes sir.
All right, no question about it. All right, let's go quickly here. Pleasant home at Elba. Elba destroyed Bob last week.
I think everybody will take Elba.
And I'll take everybody. I think will take Elba. All right, Pike Liberal at Northside Methodist. And
how can you pick against Pike Liberal?
You're right, but and they're very athletic. They had all these big kids last year, and they were pretty good. But I think their kids now are more athletic, and they got a big old 6'5" defensive end.
Yeah, he's good.
He's quite a player. And your right-hand guy at the Pike County Ford, his son is one of the O'Brien.
Yeah, Nick O'Brien. He's a linebacker for Pike Liberal.
Yeah, and his dad's 6'5", 6'6", isn't he?
Yeah.
And a great guy. And of course, I'm gonna take Pike Liberal.
Pike Liberal.
Pike Liberal.
But look out for Northview. That's a big school. They dress 60, 70 players, so they take it serious. Kenny Keith. Do you know Kenny Keith?
I do. The nickname
When did you
Frog.
graduate from high school?
Kenneth Keith?
Yeah, Kenny.
Frog?
Yeah.
Frog?
Yeah, Frog.
Frog.
Yeah, Frog.
He married Karen England.
Yeah, and of course he played on the 1980 state championship.
Called a touchdown pass in that game.
And
up in Hartselle.
Has been coaching a long time. He's been the head coach at Providence for 6 or 7 years, or maybe even longer than that.
I did not even know.
And of course, Geneva's playing at Providence. I'm gonna go with Kenny upsetting Geneva.
Going with Frog.
I'm gonna take Geneva.
Okay. Have you figured out?
Yeah, for no rhyme or reason, I'm taking Providence, home team.
All right, okay, you're right. Take it. And you took Frog. I didn't know his name was Frog. But Frog, good luck to you tonight.
Good luck.
All right, Clemson at Texas A&M, and this should be a good football game in college. Who do you like here?
Clemson.
Clemson. Is it because they've got prettier uniforms?
They're the Tigers.
But now that's a cute. Texas A&M coach is sort of cute, don't you think?
Jimbo Fisher.
I just think that this is a little discriminatory, but
I imagine Ginger would think Dabo's cuter than Jimbo.
Now, a lot of people think Clemson will win the national championship. I'm going to take Clemson.
Let's just see. It was a good pick, right?
Yeah, no question.
I think Texas A&M plays them tough, but I'm jumping off the Texas bandwagon this week, going to Clemson.
Now, how far are you from College Station?
5 hours.
5 hours. So, Texas is a big state, isn't it?
Huge.
Oh, yeah.
Amarillo, how far are you from Amarillo?
Ooh, 8 hours. 9 hours.
Amarillo,
How far are you from Lubbock? Tell where Texas takes.
6 hours.
Man, are you close to anything?
East Texas Baptist University.
East Texas.
No, and that's another thing I like about here is you can go in any direction and watch any kind of major football or baseball or anything. So
one thing you found out about Troy, you found out about all the restaurants. Has it been a restaurant that you haven't been to yet?
Actually, yeah, there's one that I haven't made it to, but I'm getting there. I promise.
There's one just opening up on the bypass. Have you eaten
the old kitchens?
No, I haven't. Southern Roots.
Old kitchen, yeah.
And I've actually partnered up with them this month to, if you test drive a car, I'll buy you lunch.
I'm coming to test drive.
Come on, test drive.
I need a hat.
Well, all right.
I need a hat and a lunch.
All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to back it out and then pull it back in. Is that considered a test drive? I want a free lunch.
Yeah, just come on.
People right there said, honey, listen,
you test drive at 11, I'll test drive at 2.
Today. I'm going to go out and try one of those F-150s.
That's it.
Okay.
I like that when you're on today.
All right.
Yeah.
Woo. Did you like A&M or Clemson?
I took Clemson.
Okay. Everybody took Clemson? Neil?
I'll take Clemson too. The only thing that might be is Jimbo. Jimbo with his new system could be something different for Dabo to look at. But the only thing that might hurt Clemson is they've got just a little bit of a quarterback controversy going on at Clemson. But I think Clemson wins the game.
One of the richest, if not the richest, colleges in the country is Texas A&M. They got more money than anybody. Mm-hmm. And another thing, they have listen to this, 60,000 students.
Well, they had more money until they paid Jimbo.
And let me tell you something else. They have the largest marching band in America, 550. And they all, and I think it's all male, and they wear these high boots, and they have these horses in their halftime show and their parades before the game. These beautiful horses, because my uncle, they used to use one of his horses. It's pageantry, but the worst thing in the world, and I'm going to ask you about this, Virginia. One of the traditions at Texas A&M is when they score a touchdown, you kiss your date.
No.
So if you're there,
and sometimes these girls don't particularly like their date, and the last thing in the world they want to do is kiss their date.
That's when you.
But the tradition at Texas A&M, if they score a touchdown, the cadet kisses his date.
Cannot break
your
the
team-
sport.
And so one of those, that poor little old girl is going, you gonna say, excuse me, I've got to go pat her my nose.
Exactly. When
They
they're
fake
driving-
it.
we're
Yeah,
on the
yeah. If it
5-yard
looks like
line,
they're
you
gonna
go
score,
get a
say,
Coke.
I got to go to. But that is tradition, and it's the 12th man, and it might be, out of all the schools in the country, one of the top
atmospheres.
atmospheres in the country and traditions. You know, in fact, I don't know if you can do it much better than Texas A&M.
I'm telling you, it is. You're right. You're
It's
spot on.
It is a great place to be. Have you gone down to some of their games before?
I try not to.
And you're a TCU.
TCU fan. So
all
Texas
right.
A&M was in the Big 12 for a long
Yeah.
time. So.
Of course, TCU is a great program, no question about it. All right, Georgia at South Carolina, and the Bulldogs could be in trouble here, but I'm saying no. I'm gonna take Georgia.
Yeah, I think it'll be a big scare. South Carolina might even lead this game in the first and second quarter, but Georgia comes back and prevails in the end.
And they've got quarterback concerns too, on who's the best.
Yeah, they got two really, really good ones.
All right, who do you like?
I like Georgia.
Okay, how about
I'm
Virginia?
gonna go with Georgia.
All right, Rutgers at Ohio State. Last week, Ohio State scored 77 points. I think they'll score 76 this week. Give me Ohio State.
Me too.
Buckeyes.
Yeah, definitely Ohio State.
UCLA at Oklahoma, and everybody says, well, Oklahoma lost their quarterback. Hey, all they do is reload, Neil.
Kyler Murray was the kid's
Kyler
name.
Murray.
He looked phenomenal.
And he's also excels in baseball, too.
He does.
Real good baseball player.
I'll take the Sooners.
I'll take the Sooners.
Me too.
You just don't stroll up in Norman and
How about you, Ricky?
I'm taking Oklahoma.
Now, how far are you from the Oklahoma line?
Hour.
Dewey or Bartlesville?
Not for me.
Have you ever been to Bartlesville, Oklahoma? You know, Bartlesville, Oklahoma is the home of Phillips 66.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know that either,
do
Mike.
now. You're learning now.
See,
I mean, really, I
I
told
always
you.
try to learn
You
something
come
new
here
every day.
and you'll learn
you're gonna learn
something.
something.
No
You be
question
here
about it.
every Friday morning,
amazing what
and
he
you
knows.
and be ready to absorb.
Mike,
Exactly.
Wikipedia anus.
That's it.
Exactly.
I'm gonna move this so we can see Miss Virginia a little bit better because we're gonna, of course, Goshen has already gotten plenty of
I
exposure.
like the helmet there.
Okay, yeah, you hide behind that
I like
helmet.
the
aren't you?
helmet there.
Okay, Penn State at Pittsburgh. I think Penn State needs to look out here.
I do too. This could be the upset
This
of the
could be
weekend.
one of the upsets of the year. You know what? I'm
You
gonna go
know,
ahead and do it.
Pittsburgh beat Clemson.
I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna take Pittsburgh.
You are.
They're playing at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's got a good team, and somebody needs to beat Penn State. And that great running back's not at Penn State anymore.
No, Saquon Barkley's.
Well, the quarterback now he is. Who do you like, Ricky?
I think it's going to be a tough, close game. Penn State wins by a field goal with 2 seconds left. Top game.
They just told me that your wife's watching on Facebook, and send her some kisses.
We're not in A&M, but they just didn't score. So,
And of course, she was here last week and won't be there this week.
right, she won't be here this week.
Exactly. And last night, the whole Troy game was on YouTube. And I sat there and watched, and I said, I've got to go to bed. I looked up, it's 1:30. And I still didn't see it all, but it was a real good presentation. You know, we had it all last week. We'll talk about that later. All right, who do you like, Ricky?
Penn State.
How about you? Everybody got Penn State but me?
I think Penn State was practicing for Pittsburgh. That's why the App State game was so
App
close.
State almost won that game.
I'll
no
take
question.
Penn State. They won't play as bad as they did against App State.
Okay, Michigan State at Arizona State, and you know, you can't trust those Arizona teams for some reason. I can't figure them with anything. I'll take the guys that wear green, Michigan State.
You can't trust Arizona.
Okay, who do you like? And your
Michigan
favorite
State.
color is green?
Michigan State.
Okay. All right, Ricky.
Yeah, I don't like either one of these teams as far as the game goes, but I'm going Michigan State.
Okay.
I'm
all
going
right.
Michigan State, but look out for Herm Edwards. I think he can put them on the winning
He's a
ways.
great guy.
Just not this Saturday. Michigan State Spartans.
All right, Southern Cal at Stanford, a huge game out west.
It's
Ricky.
about like Auburn, Alabama.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, watching Stanford play last week, they didn't really impress me a whole lot with the running game. I mean, what's his name? What's the Stanford running back, Love?
Yeah, I love.
Yeah.
He really didn't do a whole
He
lot
didn't have a
last
good
week.
game.
No,
You're right.
So I think USC goes into Stanford and squeezes one out.
I'm gonna take Stanford, just because they're at home, the Cardinal. But I'm tempted to do like Ricky and take Southern Cal, but I'm gonna stick with the home team, Stanford.
Well, I'm going to take those rich kids. I'm going to take Stanford.
Stanford.
Smart kids.
Exactly right. But they're two private schools. Did you know that?
Yes,
Southern
sir.
Cal and the, believe it or not, the state school is UCLA. That's the University of California at Los Angeles. But the other two are private schools. TCU.
Go
And
Frogs.
listen, you know, when they come out in all that purple and all that garb, and you can't tell what number they are. You know, they're not the prettiest thing in the world.
Well, they do.
But they'll eat you up. They'll
You gotta
eat
split 'em up
Is
like
that
that?
what it is?
Everybody do it with me.
Is that what we got to do?
You gotta do
a
it.
frog.
Oh, my
A
goodness.
Go
frog.
Frogs, that's right.
I never knew I could make a frog with my
Yeah.
I
hand.
know.
Exactly.
Who knew?
Crazy, right?
Who knew?
All right, who you like?
I'm going with my boys, TCU, but I think it's closer than what the points are.
Patterson is a real good coach, isn't he?
Some drunk
Yes, it is.
fraternity brother sat in the fraternity house and did this one night, and it caught on.
It caught on.
Exactly. Who do you like?
I'll take
Frogs.
I'll take
frog.
The Frogs.
I'll take the Horned Frogs, but like Ricky said, it seems like SMU plays them good every time.
They do.
Ricky, live from downtown tonight, the Park Band.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
And Ricky, one of the
They're good.
outstanding fraternity bands in America.
They go all over.
They go all over. I mean, they were at Georgia Thursday night. I mean, but they're going to be live. They're a local band right here in Troy. And of
Local
course,
kids.
They'll be at Alabama Auburn on Saturday. But they're great kids, and they're going to be on the square tonight.
Yep, I look forward to seeing them.
Now, excuse me. Now, I said square. I know you pronounce it square. But
It's square.
and then the other day, he asked me to go get him a Sprite. I said, "You mean Sprite?"
Sprite. Yep.
It sounds like
I'm being funny. And of course, but it will be fun tonight on the square. You gonna be down there, Neil?
Yes,
no,
sir.
no, you got.
No,
a ball
I gotta
game.
go. I gotta go to the game.
You got a ball game. Okay. All right. Mississippi State and Kansas State. My preacher, I'm going to reveal something here. My preacher, Mac Lowry's grandson, is the right guard for the Kansas State Wildcats.
Yes, sir.
And, and he's 6'6" and weighs 315 pounds. And he played his high school ball at
Montgomery Academy.
Wow.
And a wonderful kid. He's been on this show, and so you met him.
Tyler Mitchell.
Yeah, no question about it. And so Jerry and Mac, who is a pastor at Calvary Baptist Church in Troy, will be flying out there, already in the air probably right now, to see their grandson play Mississippi State, which is going to be a great game.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? I volunteered to preach this Sunday
Oh.
at 10 o'clock
10
from
o'clock.
Calvary Baptist Church. So you want to hear the Word of God, you come to Calvary on Sunday at 10.
I'm going to be there.
I'll tell you the thing that might lure you more than anything is hot donuts.
What are you trying to say?
Wait a minute.
Exactly
Can
right.
we test drive cars on
They
Sundays?
right.
Absolutely.
Neil, this is going to be one of the best games of the week in college football. This one is
I like
going to be a tough one. Who do
It
you
is. Mississippi State's loaded this year. They got a lot of returning players, but I'll take Tyler Mitchell and Kansas State. That's a long trip to Manhattan.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. That old man, they say when he's going to retire, Well, as long as he's there, they're going to be good. I'm going to take Kansas State.
That's right.
Well, I'm jumping off that wagon, taking Mississippi State.
Going
It's too
SEC.
strong.
Is their quarterback
They're
going to
just
play?
touchdowns.
I was hiding this until you made your prediction. Their quarterback, is he going to play?
Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald.
Next man up if you don't.
All right, that's going to be a good one. Mississippi State's good, no question about it. Okay, Texas and Tulsa, that's a home game for Texas. Who do you like here?
Texas.
Texas. All right, what is their, you showed a frog, what is the Texas?
Wait.
Yeah, let's see here.
Horns.
I will not.
Come
on, Ricky.
I will not.
Now look, what looks better, this?
And the thing, the part though that you hate so much is the eyes of Texas are upon you.
Making my ears bleed.
All of the live long day. But have you ever heard that?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Plenty of time.
Okay.
It's about like us here in Rocky Top.
Oh, Rocky
No,
Top,
please
you
don't
know,
play
always be.
No.
But look, if you're going to sing Rocky Top, you got to do it with a hold of your nose.
No.
Up good
I'm gonna tell you, they got
on
the
Rocky
top
Top,
rock
Rocky Top, I cannot sing. Okay, New Mexico at Whiskey. You know where Whiskey is?
Wisconsin.
You know
No.
that. And what else at Wisconsin?
Cheese.
Cheese heads. And you, all right, who do you like?
I like the Badgers in this one.
You know, they'll knock your head off. They're pretty good.
I'll take Wisconsin too. They know how to run the football up
Me
there.
too.
How about you, my
Wisconsin.
dear? You're going to have to leave early in a minute. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right, but we're going to
About
hold
that
on as
minute.
fast as we can. Alabama, all right, we're going to miss those until later on. Arkansas at Colorado State. Colorado State, excuse my language here, has stunk it up this year.
The
I don't know
Rams.
what's wrong with them.
They get it straight though. I'm taking them right here.
But the snow is not, they don't.
Wait. It is. The snow has come early.
What? It's already snowed up there.
Yep.
Now, it's up there. You know, it's a place where all the snow skiers go to school.
It
Isn't
is.
that right?
It is.
And
There in
they've
Boulder.
already had a snow.
They've already had a snow.
Isn't that amazing?
Yep.
And Arkansas has got to go up there. But I'll take Arkansas.
Arkansas.
I'm taking the Rams.
Okay, Pigeon Rams at home.
First year coach at Arkansas.
Yeah. Bobo's the coach at Colorado State. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Mhm.
Who do you like?
We're going Razorbacks on this one.
Ricky Clark of Pike County Ford. And I'm taking the Razorbacks and
Razorbacks.
I'm by myself.
Yep, you're right. You're by yourself.
I tell you what,
Yeah.
Colorado had high hopes. Colorado State had high hopes
I
for
know
this
they
year.
did.
I'm telling you, they're going to get it together.
You
this
know, they
week.
played Alabama better than anybody last year, if you remember. Kentucky at Florida now.
How many games in a row?
14. No, the Florida's beat Kentucky. I want to say 14, but it could be more than that. Our guy that with all the knowledge was
How
the
many
computer.
times has Florida beat
But Florida
Kentucky
pretty
in
much
football
owns
in a row?
Kentucky, but this is a pretty good Kentucky team.
Florida plays Kentucky tomorrow at 6:30 p.m.
It doesn't say how many times they beat them,
No.
but they play them at 6 p.m. from Florida Field in Gainesville. It's going to be hot and humid. I'll take the Florida Gators to beat Kentucky.
I don't see the streak coming to an end either. I'll take the old Chompers.
Chompers.
How about you, Ricky?
Yeah, Florida, no doubt in this one.
Florida, no doubt.
No
This
doubt,
one.
Ricky says.
Okay.
Gators.
So Virginia takes the Gators. Wyoming at Missouri, and I just threw that one in there. I'm going to take Missouri. Who do y'all like?
I'll take the SEC too. Wyoming sent their best player they've had in a long time to the NFL, so I'm taking Missouri.
Oh my goodness.
Mizzou.
Missouri.
That was that quarterback. Here's one that now I underlined Northwestern because they're playing at home, playing against Duke. Duke's off to a very good start, but let me tell you something about Northwestern. They'll hit you in the mouth. They're big. They're real smart kids, but they're big and mean. I'll take Northwestern to beat Duke.
Me too.
How about you, Ricky?
Yeah, after watching them play last week.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they really come
They're
out and show
physical,
something.
and their quarterback's good. Now, who do you like?
I've already circled Duke. I'm gonna stick with
Yeah,
it.
they're pretty now. No question about it. You know, I want to tell this story a little bit, and it stuck with me for a little bit. You know, I do a lot of interviewing of players, and I had this kid come up, and I said, boy, you sure are pretty. You look great. And he moved on. And the coach came up and said, you know, Mike, you just interviewed John. You know, John is a guy that looks like Tarzan, but he plays like Jane. So you can't tell about how pretty somebody is.
Don't judge a book
really
by its
Neil's
cover.
pretty, isn't he?
Don't judge a book by its cover.
He is.
Yeah.
He's pretty.
Okay, everybody took. You're the only one who took Duke.
Yeah.
Colorado at Nebraska, and last week with all the rain and all the storms,
Didn't play.
they shut Akron and Nebraska down and did not open the doors again. And what happens there? A lot of money's involved here.
I think they may try to make it up, but the percentages they saying they may not.
Now, if I'm Terry Bowden, I'll say, all right, I'll tell you what we'll do. You give us $1 million and we'll just go home and we won't care about playing it. You know, if he could get the money and not have to
Just
play
buy
it,
it
that's
out.
exactly
Yeah.
what he's going to do because he's going to get beat up, you know.
Yeah.
And but, ladies and gentlemen, next week, Colorado is at Nebraska, and then next week, Troy. Is at Nebraska.
Troy goes to Lincoln.
Yeah,
I'll
Troy
take
goes
the
to Lincoln.
I'll take the Buffs. I think Scott Frost needed that practice game last week, and they didn't play it. So it's still a first-year coach, brand new coach, new to the conference. Lots of pressure to win that game. The Buffaloes are coming off their best 2 years in a long time. They got good recruits. I'll take the Buffs.
Okay, I'm going to take Nebraska because, first of all, how many straight games have they sold out? I think it's a record over 300, I want to say.
I don't know.
They love their football like very few people. I'll take the Cornhuskers.
Me too. Cornhuskers.
How about you?
I'm going with Neil on this one. I'm going to jump on the Colorado.
Yeah. Well, let me ask this. And of course, Colorado's pretty good, but you know, those big red thrashing machine, isn't that what they call it? Tell us what a thrashing machine is. Are you a country boy?
I don't know what a thrashing machine is.
It's what you put the corn in, isn't it, that thrashing machine?
It's old shucker, ain't it? That's what we call it.
Exactly, or whatever, yeah. Well, do you like good old corn on the cob?
Oh, yeah.
Nothing better than that.
Fresh.
That invention, what is it? The Silver Queen that Auburn invented. Did you know it? Did you know that, Neil?
I didn't.
That do you know what Silver
The
Queen
horticulture
corn is?
school
Yeah.
of horticulture.
Do you know what it is? It's the best corn out there, and it was and the lab at Auburn came up with it. Isn't that something? Okay, Iowa State at Iowa, and boy, this is going to be a good one. It played in I want to say they call that University Park, Iowa, and two good programs. And who do you like here, Neil?
I'm gonna go with the home team. I'll take Iowa. Don't know much about these two, Mr. Mike. I'm just gonna go with the home team. Iowa historically is better than Iowa State.
Yeah. Well, both of them athletic. Who do you like?
Well, I'll tell you, Iowa State always gives people fits. You never know what Iowa team's going to show up, so I'm going to go with Iowa State.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. You know, they pay their coach at Iowa close to $5 million. He's a real nice guy. He's one of those guys that if the Lord cared who won football games, he'd win every one of them.
He'd win every one of them.
He's a great person. I'm gonna take the guys from Iowa City, the University of Iowa.
Me too. Iowa.
And you're gonna take them too.
Ricky's
okay.
out on a limb by himself.
Okay, Ricky,
Mr. Cyclone.
and Ricky
Can't get a
knows
leader staying with
a lot
the
of people calling in everywhere saying, "Who does Ricky like? Who does Ricky like? hey, who does Ricky like?" I don't care about a Ford car truck. Who does Ricky like? I'm cut now. Okay,
Here they come.
Calling in here. Oh.
You need
Good
more-
morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
You need to know who Ricky likes?
Hey, I was just calling back.
Mike Amos calling in from Birmingham. And Mike, everybody's calling in wanting to know, who does Ricky like? Who does Ricky like? And Ricky said, I'll call you back later. I'll call you back later. Virginia at Indy. Virginia is your team playing Indiana.
Indiana.
Virginia.
Okay, Virginia's pretty, and you got to be rich to go there.
And orange and blue.
And it's orange and blue.
Yeah, that's right.
And they've got a lawn there that their top students live on the lawn. And for years, the only way they heated and cooled the lawn was you did it with firewood. That you warm and that's where those top students lived for a long time. No air conditioning, and they gave you logs to put on the fire in the cold time. Did y'all know that?
Didn't know that.
Did not know that. That
Well, now you do.
was unbelievable.
All right, who do y'all like?
That's the Jefferson Cabins.
That's right. And the great 7'5" guy, what was his name? It was so good for Virginia. All those
Ralph
years.
Sampson?
Ralph Sampson.
Yeah.
He lived on the lawn.
Did he?
Yeah. And I know he didn't like it either.
And they did this until when?
I don't know. They might still be doing it.
No, they got air conditioning heat now. For sure.
Well,
Come on now.
It was an honor to do it. You live there.
Abraham Lincoln.
I'm gonna take Indianapolis at home. Indiana. I'm gonna take Indiana.
I'm taking the Cavaliers.
Okay. Who do you like?
I like Indy at home. I think it's another close game, but Indiana.
Ricky likes India at home. Pass it down. Put it on the bed.
Indiana.
All right, and finally,
I tell you, the person that don't get enough recognition is the person that invented Freon.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Learn how to dehumidify the air and make it comfortable.
Exactly.
That guy.
That
is my
and the
best
guy
friend.
that invented the watermelon without seed.
That's it. Those two guys don't get enough.
Those two guys don't get enough praise.
No, not enough love.
Indiana's 6.5-point favorite.
Who is?
Indiana.
Okay. And another thing that we don't give enough respect for is the guy that invented the tubeless tire.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
Okay. South Alabama and Oklahoma State. Everybody thinks South Carolina's going to get blown. South Alabama's going to get blown out. But I think they've got some. They're not going to win the game, but they're going to play them tough. I'll take Oklahoma State.
I'll take the Cowboys as well.
Oklahoma State for sure.
And now, you know what's famous? This guy at Oklahoma, what's his name, Mike?
Gundy.
You talking about
Gundy.
Boom
Gundy.
Crickets?
He said, tell him what old Gundy told everybody, Mike, before they played Troy.
He said, I'm 40 and I'm a man.
I'm 40 and I'm a man. I'm 40 and I'm a man. If you're going to talk to anybody, talk to me. Leave my players alone. And the next week, Troy could have scored 60 on them. They scored 49 on them. And I'll also tell you something else about Gundy. Of course, he's a great coach and had a great program going now. But this is when he first started, got young. It was raining all week in Troy, so guess what he does?
Turn the sprinkles on.
No, he calls Charles Henderson up and says, "Can I borrow your indoor facility?" Charles Henderson has an indoor facility. Troy University doesn't have an indoor facility. So Oklahoma State was practicing indoors in Charles Henderson's facility, and Troy was trying to get in the gymnasium or something to get in there. But the thing I've got to tell you about Gundy, he played quarterback at Oklahoma, I want to say, or take. I want to say he played at Oklahoma. Great quarterback. Not Oklahoma, but
Oklahoma State.
Well, maybe Oklahoma State. I can't remember. Find out that, Mike, and give me a report. But what I was trying to say was, Coach at the time was a long-time coach.
Coach Blakeney.
No.
Hugh Fountain. He was a tall.
Hugh Fountain.
Okay.
Hugh Fountain. Well, they're in there practicing, and Hugh Fountain had to walk back to the locker room, and the coach said, "Coach, you're not supposed to be in here." Or he said, "You looked over to Hugh Fountain and says, you're not supposed to be in here. We've got this place rented." And Hugh Fountain's the head football coach and athletic director. He turned around and said, "Let me tell you this. If I want to go sit out in the middle of that floor right now by myself, I'll do it, and you'll have to go." But what I'm saying, Troy went on and beat them 49-23 or something like that. But that was a story that was true. Wow. And Troy University is going to have an indoor arena before long.
Sooner or later.
Indoor practice facility, because every time it's lightning,
they have to go in.
You have to go in.
Yeah, Mike Gundy played quarterback at Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State, okay. And he's a great coach, no question about it.
He's really got them going there.
Who do y'all like? Y'all like Oklahoma State?
I like the Cowboys.
All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting now to the big games of the week. And have you ever hot-wired a car?
We're going to hot-wire Big Al.
There you go.
The Crimson Tide of Alabama. From Tuscaloosa, Alabama. They're playing Arkansas State. And ladies and gentlemen, it should be a pretty good football game.
The Red Wolves coming to Tuscaloosa.
Game as the Red Wolves come to Tuscaloosa for a 2:30 kickoff.
What former Alabama coach used to be the head coach at Arkansas State?
Ray Perkins.
That's right.
Ray Perkins, and we belted them about 49-0 one time at Arkansas State, but we haven't been doing it a whole lot lately. I'll tell you, they've got a good program, and I'm not saying they'll. I mean, Alabama's going to win the game. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and pick the score. I'm going to take Alabama to win the game, 52-21. 52-21, Alabama to win the game over Arkansas State. And I'm going to use that as one of our tiebreakers. Who do you like here, Ricky?
I like Alabama 48-14.
All right, Ricky, Alabama 48-14. Virginia, Nowling.
Alabama 45, Arkansas State 12.
45, Arkansas State 12.
Alabama 39, Arky State 10.
And 10. So y'all don't.
The line is 36 out in Vegas. This is the ESPN 2 game.
Jump all over it. Jump all over it. Take the 36. Arkansas State's going to score some points. All they got to do is just get in. The lineman just got to get in the way of one of those big old bruisers coming in there. They'll be spitting their teeth out most all the ball game, but I think they'll score a few points. That's just the way I look at it. Okay, another big one is Alabama State travels to Auburn. And, ladies and gentlemen, that is a 6:30 kickoff from Jordan-Hare Stadium. It's going to be some folks feeling awfully good, don't you think, if they stay out there all day long, enjoying the partying. There should be some party-weary people going to that game at 6:30.
Yeah, there'll be some sideways walkers.
Now,
going into the stadium.
I'll tell you this right now. Alabama State will win the band. I'll tell you that. They're very good.
They're very good. The Marching Hornets.
The Marching Hornets. Yeah. And I don't think there'll be any question that Auburn will beat Alabama State. Don't you agree, Larry?
Ricky,
who do
you take?
I'm taking Auburn.
All right, you're taking Auburn. Everybody's taking Auburn.
War Eagle.
Okay.
War Eagle.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big game at Veterans Memorial Stadium this Saturday. Troy plays Florida A&M. I'll tell you a little history about Florida A&M. At one time, they were coached by Billy Joe, the former great running back for the Buffalo Bills for years and years. And here are the Trojans of Troy University as they hit the field for the second game of the year from right here at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Troy. Beautiful, beautiful stadium, and got a big crowd on hand as the Trojans try to get on the winning column this weekend against Florida A&M. But at one time, this Florida A&M team was somebody to reckon with.
They were.
I can remember on two different occasions they beat Troy. One time in Troy they beat them, and then they beat them in the playoffs. You remember that, Mike?
Yeah, both times they beat Troy in the playoffs.
And of course, their program's not as strong now, but they still have good athletes. So, Troy better go out and play hard. And Troy needs this game, don't you think?
They really do. They need to rebound and get some stuff together. FAMU's in Tallahassee, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's two good schools right there in Tallahassee.
Yeah, sure is.
I'll take the Trojans.
And I'll take the Trojans.
I used to think Florida State was good until they played the other night.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
I tell you what, Florida State, Ricky, will you agree with this? Florida State, you can't trust them.
No, you can't.
You cannot trust them. You do not. Neil, have you ever found out about them? You don't know what they're going to do.
Just as soon as you get on the bandwagon, they'll
right.
break your heart.
Florida State's got Stanford out of Birmingham this weekend. Stanford's got a great quarterback.
Oh yeah, they sure do. And their coach is a great young coach too.
Yeah, Chris Hatcher.
Yeah, he had played at Valdosta all those years and coached down there. He's a Mummy disciple.
He was talking yesterday when he was at Valdosta as a head coach when he was 26 years old.
Yeah.
His defensive coordinator was Will Muschamp, and his secondary coach was Kirby Smart. Isn't that amazing?
Can you believe that? That's the head coach at Sanford.
How about that?
And he is a good young coach, no question about it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a good slate of games. And y'all need to go ahead and sign your papers. And
Neil, will Tiger Woods finally win a golf tournament this weekend? He shot 62, and he's 8 under, tied with McIlroy.
Yeah,
this is the weekend for Tiger.
They both shot 8 under. That's Tiger's lowest round since his latest comeback. And gosh, he's really been close for several tournaments in a row. I'm kind of pulling for him, Mike.
Well, and I'll tell you this, and Ricky is a big golfer himself and watches the golf game quite a bit. this will be the largest gallery maybe in the history of golf. I mean, watching these two play.
Oh, yeah.
Could you see how many people it'll be out there watching those two
If
guys
they
play?
stay paired, yeah.
And I'm sure that they'll be paired, wouldn't you?
Well,
Michael,
no,
they paired or
not
do you
on
know?
Friday.
Well, no, they won't be paired until Saturday.
Oh, okay. Well, what happened yesterday?
Well, they just
Oh,
shot.
that was
they
just
shot
Yesterday, yeah.
They just
I
shot
was
the same
thinking that was
score.
the real deal, so it was a practice round.
No, it
No,
counted.
no, it was a
They
real.
just
They
weren't
start
playing
on
together.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one played in the
That's what I
morning,
was
one played in the
thinking.
afternoon.
But all right. So you don't think they'll be matched up?
Tomorrow, if they
Today.
shoot close to the same score today,
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, when Tiger plays that good on Thursday,
Yeah.
he is hard to beat going through the weekend.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be
Confidence
it's
is
gonna be,
rolling.
it's gonna be really good, and
Really
Now,
good player.
Justin Thomas is only 2 strokes back.
yeah.
Thomas is
Boy,
another good player.
Yeah, exactly right. Of course, Speed is from Texas. Are you one of his big fans?
I like Speed. You know, I like a lot of the young golfers that,
Yeah.
that really play well. So.
Tell us about Pike County Forward and some things that you've done that you feel like is going to enhance business here in Troy, Alabama.
well, we're looking for Neil a new Ford truck and trying to get. Go ahead.
No,
Mike, what I'm going to do, I'm going to let you use this Ford truck for a year, and then when that year's up, we'll let you use another one for a year.
That's called a lease program. That's a good idea.
No, Mike, what we're really trying to do is just, we're really trying to tie the dealership to local community, trying to help out anywhere we can.
And you really have.
And,
You really have.
and I feel like we're making progress doing that. I did it a lot back home with the local community,
Yeah.
the schools, the universities, and that kind of thing. So, we really want to be tied in locally
Yeah.
and keep our business local and get on board with everybody else that wants to keep their,
And
get
of
on
course,
the wagon.
you're going to bring your family to Troy.
Absolutely. We got my house on the market back in Texas, so we're shooting for January 1st to have the
good.
family down. So.
Should be fun. Be fun. No, of course, I know it's sort of tough to be away, but
It's going to be cheaper for you to live in Troy than in Marshall,
Yeah.
Texas, for sure.
one thing you do
Absolutely.
promise, and we talked about it earlier on this show, is if you get a price on a vehicle, take that information to you, and you'll beat their price
Absolutely. Yep.
and beat it well.
We'll beat it. Yeah, the last deal that come in from Panama City, we beat by $1,000 on the truck that he was looking at, and we gave him $1,500 more for his trade.
Whoa!
Wow.
So he
Yeah,
actually
so-
took money home with him,
Yeah,
didn't he?
absolutely. So, we're being real aggressive. We're trying to grow our volume, and really trying to take care of the local.
That's great.
Of course, Virginia is a local attorney, and tell us what are you? What kind of law do you practice?
I do family law, divorces, child custody, child support, adoptions. Also do some criminal work, DUIs, and also if you need your record expunged, the Alabama law has changed in the last few years to where if you have a case that was dismissed, used to it would just stay on your record forever.
Or found not guilty.
Yeah, and we can have it expunged.
That's wonderful.
Yep, and
That's one of the best things ever done, right there.
yeah, it really has.
No question about it. Ricky,
Yes, sir.
get out of jail free on your left and your right.
Hey, I love it.
So you got 2 chances, man. But on the third chance,
You got to go see Mike.
hey, so long.
Mike and these men.
Now, we've had a lot of fun, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, this show brought to you by the great people at Pike County Ford on the bypass in Troy. And, of course, we appreciate all of our sponsors and that help us promote this program each week. And of course, again, hey, I'm preaching at Calvary Baptist Church this Sunday at 10 o'clock. It's at Calvary Baptist Church on Orange Street right here in Troy. Be there about 15 minutes.
I heard they're having to bring in more extra pews because there's such a big crowd coming out there.
No question about it. But I promised my preacher, Mac Lowry, while he's watching his grandson play football, that I'll take care of everything else in Troy with Calvary Baptist Church. A great church. If you're looking for a church home, I recommend Calvary Baptist
I
Church.
tell you, that's going to be a good game early tomorrow. Kansas State, Mississippi State are at 11 a.m. Anybody out there wants to watch it.
Okay, we'll be back with more of Pike County Ford's Picks of the Week right here on Channel 2.
When you are handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the places you can go in some of the most stylish, best quality cars available on the market today. Feel confident driving vehicles with superb dependability and safety ratings. And smile. You saved a ton of money because you bought at Bill Jackson. Let the only thing holding you back be the end of the road. A Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC vehicle will not only change your life, it saves you money like nowhere else.
Here's some Napa know-how for you. Your local Napa Auto Parts store in Troy is under new ownership with an all-new fully stocked store. Big deal, you say? Big deal, we say. Like the ownership, the store has a new look, too. We're still delivering the same Napa quality and know-how, but we've increased our inventory and are committed to helping you find the parts you need when you need them. So come check us out. We've got the right part at the right price at the right time.
Know-how, Napa know-how.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Even on the road.
Yeah. Back to our show, brought to you again by our good friends at Pike County Ford on the bypass right here in Troy, and our good friend Ricky Clark. And of course, Ricky's new to Troy, and if you see him on the streets, stick out your hand. Has this town been friendly to you?
Absolutely. Yep, it's been real nice and feels a lot like home.
And you see a lot of Ford 150s on the road too, don't you?
Yeah, there's a lot of Ford up there.
You know, I'm conscious.
Me and Mike got the same truck, just about.
Exactly, no question about it.
Looks like a lot of people need to upgrade too.
And I have 240,000 miles on mine.
Yeah.
And it's still real good. And this is, I present you on behalf of a grateful automobile dealership.
We're going to pass the hat.
Yes.
Man, that
looks
good.
That fits you perfect, man. No question about it.
Look at that. There you go.
But
Zooming
now,
in.
if you do come in and test drive
County
a Ford car truck, you get one of those hats. Is that right?
Yeah. You get a hat,
you're not guaranteeing them the color, but you'll give them one of those hats.
Oh, yeah, we got all different kind of colors. We got camo coming up for hunting season.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the
does
things.
Ford still have the Expedition?
They
still have
do.
the Explorers, Expeditions. What all does Ford have SUV wise now?
We got the Explorer, the Flex, the Escape, Expedition, and they've come out with an EcoSport, which is a small, bigger than a car, smaller than an SUV type.
Ford is changing.
That's a new genre.
Ford is changing their ways about things. They're coming out with a V6. Is that right? That is real good gas mileage.
Yeah.
Eco model, is that what it's called?
EcoBoost. It's called the EcoBoost. You get the power of a V8, fuel mileage of a V6.
And that's what Ford's doing now. Is that right?
Yeah. And they changed went to aluminum on
And the worst thing in the world for value is when you go out there and you're getting 8-9 miles a gallon. You don't want a vehicle that's going to do that. You want a vehicle.
13 I'm getting.
Especially with the price of gas. You want something that you're going to get good gas mileage and room.
Yeah, you want to be able to pass the gas station a few times. That's
exactly
for sure.
right. No question.
Hey, I'm interested with you being from Texas. What are all your Texas friends and people saying about Texas and Tom Herman losing again to Maryland? Or a lot of people just
he's not a Texas Longhorn fan.
Words as far as how they've come out so far.
No, you got to be keeping up with it.
Yeah, there's not there's really not a big uproar like I thought there would be. Nobody's calling for his head just yet, but But it was the way they played against Maryland last week was very shameful. I mean, they didn't even show up.
So, are you a Texas fan or an A&M fan?
He's a TCU Horn Frog.
TCU
He's
Horn
a frog, mate. He's a frog. One of those people. You know what I call them? Purple people eaters. Because let me tell you this: if there's any team in college football, and Neil knows this terminology well, that will get after you, is TCU. They'll get after you, buddy. I'm telling you. That's the makeup of their head coach. Isn't that right?
Oh yeah,
Patterson can coach. Let me tell you.
How many big jobs?
Why has he not jumped ship in TCU?
They only say he doesn't interview well, which is surprising. But he's been there almost 18 years now. He took over for Franchione.
Man, USC
and
wanted
he's had all kinds of
Tennessee wanted
well,
him. USC wanted
they just extended his contract 2021.
I guess he's home. But you know what?
Are they finally paying him what he deserves?
Oh yeah, he's gonna stay. He's gonna be there.
Mike, but Peterson said the same thing at Boise. I'll be here. I'll be here. I'm staying. I'm staying.
Well, let me tell you that.
Let me tell you Washington.
Neil Brown's a hot
commodity
out there, but I'll tell you, a guy hotter than he is the guy at Boise. Boy, he's a fine coach. Real fine coach.
I was on their sideline the other day. That is a well-oiled machine.
Yeah. But Mike, tell them the story about him.
Well, he played at Boise, and he coached there for 10 years. Basically he was at Arkansas State for 1 year. And when the Boise job came open, Peterson went to Washington, and he went back and got the head job at Boise. He played at Boise High School too.
He is Boise all the way, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I don't know why people were thinking it, but a lot of people thought that Boise would have a lot of Mormons. That there's this Mormon school, but it's not a Mormon school.
No.
Like BYU. And congratulations to BYU. They won a big one this weekend. That's another team that'll beat you when you least
don't expect it. Yep.
And watch out for them.
Kevin Sutherland leaving Texas A&M and getting fired, and then his first game in Arizona getting beat. I'm sure fans are starting to wonder, maybe if that was a good decision or not. He's got one of the best quarterbacks in the country, Khalil Tate.
The only clear-cut chance, I think, for a huge upset this week is Pittsburgh playing at home against Penn State. Is that true? Do they play at Pittsburgh?
They do play at Pittsburgh.
I think there's a chance there. Do y'all see any other chances?
I think Arizona State might beat Michigan State.
Herm Edwards.
Very well could be on that one.
And another one is this Mississippi State-Kansas State game. Now, I know Mississippi State's pretty good, but Kansas State has a way.
What's the line there? Is Kansas State favored?
I don't even have it.
No, Mississippi State's favored by 9.5.
Yeah, okay. Exactly. And, of course, Ricky, who jumps out at you?
Well, I'm not sure who the favorite. I'm pretty sure Nebraska's the favorite. I think Colorado goes into Nebraska and wins that game.
And of course, Troy coming up. I'm hoping that Nebraska will win that game because.
Well, Dad, I'll be in Las Vegas, Nevada, Sunday through Tuesday, and I'll call in and let you know what the line is on.
Okay, that'd
Nebraska.
be good. That'd be real good.
Because I'll be able to look at all the sports book numbers and see everything. Of course, this week, and then the SEC, it's really Georgia, South Carolina. That's really the biggest game of the day. And
are they good friends, Mike? You would think they would be good friends. Are they, the two coaches?
Oh yeah, they're best of friends.
All right, where were they together? At Valdosta State? Where were they together?
They're at Valdosta State, and then they're at LSU with Saban.
Can you believe all those coaches were at Valdosta State?
Well, I know.
And
nuts.
And our outstanding line coach,
Mike Leach was there.
Who?
Mike Leach was at Valdosta.
I'll tell you, the best coach of all is our offensive line coach, and he was at Valdosta. He played for Valdosta.
Matt Moore.
Matt Moore.
Yep.
And how good is Matt Moore, Mike?
He is great. He can coach football.
He really is.
Hey, Mike Jr., let me ask you a question real quick, kind of off the subject, but I think you might know the answer. The team that beat the Jayhawks last Saturday, Kansas Jayhawks, Nichols. Is that our old Nichols that we used to play?
Yeah, that's Nichols State.
That was them? Okay.
Yeah, but Kansas must be the worst Division I football team in America, and you would think, they got loads of money, they got big-time basketball, but evidently, it's football they could care less.
I'm telling you. Well, I was just wondering. I saw where Nichols beat Kansas, and I was thinking, That's a FCS school. Is
And
that the old
Kansas
Troy
plays
University?
somebody this week that they're liable to lose to, and I was trying to.
They're scheduling FCS teams and getting beat.
Oh yeah, no question, no question about
They need to hire Les Miles.
it. You reckon what Gail Sayers thinks about that?
I know. Good gravy.
Yeah, no question about it. Hope you've enjoyed our show like we've enjoyed bringing it to you. It's a lot of
been fun.
We're laid back. We talk back and forth, but I hope that you'll enjoy the jargon that goes with this Pickett show. I hope you've enjoyed it, my friend. What's your plan for tomorrow?
Plan for tomorrow is to go watch Troy beat FAMU.
That's right.
And are you gonna have a tent? Where are you gonna be?
No, I'm gonna.
I know it's gonna be some good food wherever you are.
I'm gonna visit all the tents tomorrow. I don't have a tent set up for tomorrow. I'm gonna work all day, then we're gonna come out and tailgate with everybody.
Yeah, you're gonna get out there early now for the walk. I hope.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Neil, what's your plan?
Well, my little girl, my little 11-year-old's playing in a softball tournament tomorrow.
Oh,
so I'll be
wow.
at the softball park until time.
Boy, they move you everywhere. What if you were a Pike Liberal Arts kid, or had a son, a daughter or a son that played football at
Northside?
At Pike Liberal. Well, last week they went to Selma and back. They this past week they went to Freeport, Florida and back. Now they're going to
Northside.
Northside. You know where they're gonna play the game, though, don't you? They're gonna play the game right down the road at the old.
Are they?
Yeah, at what's the name of the private school down the road from them?
I'm not sure, Mr.
Mike, do you know?
I think he's off.
We lost Mike. But I had a private school there closed where
I forget.
Yeah, but that was 100 miles back and forth, and that's where they're playing them tonight. That's where they'll be playing the game. Hope you enjoyed our show, and you'll be with us bright and early Monday morning for Today in L.A. And next week, same time, same station, for the Pike County Bank Picks of the Week right here on Channel 2. Have a great weekend,
both of them.
and go Trojans!
I think we're off. We're just on Facebook still.